We knew so little about the variety store business that we had to take the book that was written by Ben Franklin and apply the principles. But of course, we added on, didn't we? And we started doing strange things like cranking up ice cream machines on the sidewalk on Saturday night, running popcorn on the other end of the sidewalk, hawking anything we could hawk on that looked like it might have a chance to sell wherever.
Walmart is not just the largest corporation in the world, but also the largest employer of labor in the world. Walmart alone hires 2 million people. But did you know that this outstanding business, one of the largest companies of all time, was built by the son of a poor farmer? Today, we'll be looking at the story of Sam Walton and how he created Walmart, despite being told by one of his employers that he had no future in retail business. Samuel Moore Walton was born on 29th of March 1918 in Kingfisher, Oklahoma. He lived here with his parents on their farm until 1923. Walton did not have a rosy childhood, as his father's farm did not provide enough money to live a comfortable life. That was not just it. His family life was tumultuous. Peace lived far away from his house. And in his autobiography, Sam described his parents as the most quarrelsome couple to have ever lived. In search of better luck, his family moved from Oklahoma. They moved from one small town to another, mostly within Missouri. With the degree of poverty at home and his parents' quarrels, Sam concerned himself with other things. While attending 8th grade in Shelbina, Missouri, Sam was so dedicated to the Boy Scouts that he became the youngest Eagle Scout in the state history. By the time the Walton moved and settled in Columbia, Sam had become a teenager, and to augment his at home, he took a variety of small jobs as was the norm at the time. Sam was so resourceful at the various jobs he did that upon graduating from high school, he was voted the most versatile boy. In search of better ways to help his family, Sam looked to better his odds by going on to college at the University of Missouri. During this time, he worked various odd jobs, including waiting tables. He worked and was given food in exchange. Upon graduating in the spring of 1940, Sam had his first taste of the retail world, and it wasn't a walk in the park. He got employed as a sales trainee at JCPenney in Dumont, Iowa, and for $75 a week, he was expected to sell to customers and make his books on the spot. Sam was an excellent salesman, but he was terrible at bookkeeping, and because he hated the idea of making his customers wait, he almost got fired the first month. His boss said he had no future in the retail business. Sam will go on to prove him wrong. His stint at the store was brought to a close when he left to join the US Army to play his part in the Second World War in 1941. While in the Army immediately recognized his leadership qualities. Thanks in part to his years in the Boy Scout, the Army immediately drafted him into the Military Intelligence Corps, where he rose to the rank of captain. It was at his station in Oklahoma that he met Helen Robson in 1942. After a period of dating that spanned just a few weeks, he married her on Valentine's Day of 1943. By the time the war was over in 1945, Sam had decided to return to the retail business, undoubted by his last experience at JCPenney's. This time, however, he decided to open his own store. He took a $20,000 loan from his father-in-law and $5,000 from his savings and bought a Ben Franklin store. Things did not start brightly for Sam. The store was losing money faster than it was making any. To compound the issue, the store gulped 5% of all sales in rent, an arrangement Sam was satisfied with when he signed the lease, but later found that it was the highest anyone ever paid to a variety store. In the middle of this early storm, Sam was calm. He concerned himself with learning more about the retail business, altering the rules he thought did not make sense, and adjusted them as he saw them useful. Sam found a way to source his goods from cheaper merchandise sellers, allowing him to sell for prices below what his competitors sold. Ever the man prioritizing long-term growth over immediate profit, Sam Walton developed a model that saw him earn more from volumes of goods he sold than from selling a single product. The store saved customers money and as a result grew slowly but continuously. In just 3 years of ownership of the Franklin store, Sam increased sales by 75%. He was able to repay the $20,000 loan he had borrowed from his father-in-law. Things looked great for Sam Walton as he rose to become Arkansas's leading variety store owner until the empire came crashing down. When Sam Walton signed the lease agreement for the Ben Franklin store in 1945, it contained no renewal clause, which meant that he could no longer use the same store. He had to move from where he was building his empire. Even his father-in-law could not believe that Sam had made such a stupid mistake. Sam said in his autobiography, "It was the lowest point of my life. I felt sick to my stomach." Sam did not take much time to digest what he had just lost. He was eager to stand from the ground again. For Sam Walton, this was just a lesson on the path of success. This time around, he decided to do it right. He would implement the things he had learned at the latter and glorious days at Ben Franklin's store. He may have lost years' worth of work and progress, but he had gained experience. The search for a new store to buy took him to the tiny town of Bentonville, Arkansas. He found a store in the town square and insisted on a 99-year lease. Once bitten, twice shy. Sam opened for business in the summer of 1950. He called the store Walton's Five and Dime. The 1950s was a period that saw US rebound from the effects of World War II. The small towns were not just becoming more interconnected. The economic upside also meant the inhabitants of these small towns had more income to spend. Sam Walton implemented the policy of prioritizing the customer's welfare above his profit, the fulcrum of his success at the Ben Franklin store, and he soon became the go-to variety store in Bentonville. The price disparity between his store and his competitors drove all the stores he came to meet out of business. Sam stumbled upon an idea that would change not only how he did business, but also the outlay of the store. What was the idea? Self-service. The concept was quite simple. Rather than have his sales clerk get goods for his customers, customers could walk into the store, get what they want, and pay at the entrance. Consumers immediately fell in love with the idea. It also meant that Sam Walton could reduce the number of staffs he had. This single move tripled his income and allowed him to open shop in new locations. By the end of the 1950s, Sam Walton had moved from just one store in Bentonville to 15 stores. Sam Walton implemented what he later called a cookie cutter saturation strategy, which entails creating a hub of stores near a warehouse, reducing advertising spend, overwhelming the local area with market presence, and repeating the process in the next town and state. This was a game changer and the inspiration behind the modern-day Walmart. The success of this strategy required a huge discount store. From it, he would supply his network of retail shops. The only problem was that it would cost him more money than he had. He set out in search of money to borrow, and after trying out without any success to obtain funding for this next phase of his business, Sam took a leap of faith. He mortgaged his home, took loans from different places, and opened his first Walmart store in Rogers, Arkansas in 1962. It was an immediate success. Customers trooped in droves because they could get goods at discounted prices, which was possible only if they drove all the way to the bigger stores in the city. His sales soared as a result. By 1999, the company had become the world's largest private sector employer, with a workforce of around 1.14 million. Walmart and Sam's Club debuted online stores in 1996, a critical and timely step toward reinforcing the company's brick-and-mortar position while establishing new online markets. By the end of the 1990s, Walmart had 3,996 stores in the United States and 1,004 stores across the globe. Its annual sales has reached $165 billion. In 2001, Walmart total sales surpassed those of ExxonMobil, ranking it as the world's largest corporation. It remained a global leader in the ensuing years, and in 2010, it began to acquire several e-commerce businesses, including Jet.com and Mossjaw. In 2018, the company changed its name from Walmart Stores Inc. to Walmart Inc. As of January 2023, Walmart is the largest retailer in the world, with over 10,623 stores and 380 online distribution facilities in 27 countries. Its revenues since 2022 have exceeded $600 billion a year. After a long battle with blood cancer, Sam Walton died on the 5th of April 1992, just 3 months before Walmart turned 30. By this point, these boys whose parents were farmers had become the richest man in the world. The Walton family had become the wealthiest family in the world, with a net worth of $23 billion. Sometimes, all it takes to change the family's fortune is a single person willing to take bold risks, make mistakes, and try new things. You could be that person for your family. Until I see you again, bye-bye. Kindly share, subscribe, and watch more videos on this channel. Thank you.